Yo, welcome back to the best show in Atlanta. I'm your host, Nigel Armani. Listen, if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe to the best show in Atlanta. Also, if you can, go on the website at unspokenatlanta.com and get your merch, man. We got different colorways on the hoodies, crew necks, t-shirts, all type of stuff on there, man. So if you can support, man, go to unspokenatlanta.com, check out the Unspoken Atlanta collection, and get your merch today. Enjoy the show.
Hey, Nigel. Did too hard, bruh.
Super honored, man. Shout out Nigel. Shout out everybody here. Shout out Unspoken. We in the A.
Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to the best show in Atlanta. I'm your host, Nigel Armani, and today, man, I'm with my brother, one of my dearest friends. I've been knowing for almost damn near 25 years at this point, bro. My boy Michael Frank, man. What's up, man? How you feeling?
That's good, bro.
You good?
Pleasure to be here, brother.
Glad to be back, dog.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
man. For people that don't know, my boy Michael, we grew up together, stayed like down in like 3 houses from each other. For the people who've been watching Unspoken, he was one of the first guys to come on the show when we was doing the talk show, and when we first started, it's like in 2019. It's been a while since we did that, but yeah, we've been chopping up and wanting to get him back on the show. I know it's been a while, but we want to do it proper. Since I have started doing a podcast, I've been trying to interview everybody know different people that's entrepreneur based, black-owned businesses. Just try to give a different perspective that we already know how we've been doing it versus trying to just talk about relationship stuff all the time. We still gonna try to implement the relationship stuff, but I just wanted to continue to kind of like just bring on people that I already got genuine relationships with, and kind of see how it go, man. But like we were saying, man, how you been, man? Tell check.
So I've been lovely, bro. Life is good, man. Just being a dad, first, being a husband, taking it a day at a time, man. In the entrepreneur field and AI, like AI systems management and decentralized systems management. So basically, I teach people how to optimize their businesses with AI, and then I teach people about decentralized finance and how to manage risk, how to make passive income, things of that nature. So, man, it's been lovely. Been doing that for the past 2 years, full time. It's been good.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep giving backgrounds as we keep going because stuff keep popping in my head though. Like I was saying earlier, we grew up in the same neighborhood. We also went to the same high school together, played basketball at Miller Grove. That's something else that we both did. We've both been blessed. We got a friend group, man, that we've been having since we was kids, bro. It's been a lot of times that I talk to people that I done seen, whether or not it's high school or college, and they kind of be shocked that all of us are as close as we are. Yeah, I think that's kind of fortunate, man. You know, we talk about all the time how blessed we are to still be able to have each other in our families and still be able to see each other grow. Like he was saying, he a father now, got a wife as well. So just to be able to see everybody grow with each other, see everybody, build their own family from the bottom up. That's dope to see.
It's a blessing, man. It's definitely a blessing. I mean, like you said, we go back since we was like 11 years old.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
That shit crazy.
That shit crazy, man. I think
11
about shit
years
all the time.
old, bro. Same friend group. And like you said, you get to see the growth, and that's the most beautiful thing about it. You get to see how everybody go through the different stages in life, and they become a new person.
No,
you know
fact.
what I mean? So it's a blessing to be here.
Yeah, man. We're gonna talk about a few things. Some of the things that I wanted to bring Malcolm on, really though. I already had a girl come over a couple. Well, we talked about this too. I had a girl come about 3 episodes ago. We was talking about trading crypto. I know when we talked on the phone, we wanted to start getting into like the AI stuff because that's a lot of things that people don't know about AI. It's growing every day. I know a lot of people are really like scared of it because they don't understand it. But
Right.
I feel like this is the time where it's very important to like try to like not dive deep into it, but at least try to give it some clarity or understanding of what AI is and how it can benefit you, whether it's in your business or just trying to keep up with the times. I guess one of my biggest questions, I guess for you, we can start off with is what's your thoughts on the current state of AI and how people can kind of feel more comfortable with using it when it comes to whatever they got going on.
Yeah, absolutely. So number one, we are in the AI revolution. It's been going on for quite some time, and like you said, it's taking the world by storm. Things are changing daily. You have new iterations of AI coming out every single day, and a lot of people are scared of it. And then you also have the other side of it where people are taking advantage of it. And I think to like dull the fear factor aspect of it, you just got to look at it as a tool. AI isn't here to replace human thinking. AI is here to enhance human thinking, right? So, like all tools, you use it to do things better, more efficiently, right? So, the best advice I can give people is, you know, don't be so quick to shun it or to think worst case scenario. Maybe try to look into like how you can get involved with it, right? Because AI helps you to do things more efficiently, like daily tasks. Like for example, it can be simple stuff. You can use ChatGPT to help you make a grocery list, help you figure out how to organize your house, right? If you want to remodel, you can use it as like a research tool to help you figure out remodeling ideas and give you step-by-step instructions of what to do to remodel certain things, right? You can use it to help you learn. Yeah, and you don't never want to take everything AI says as face value. You want to do some deeper research sometimes, but also it can help to kind of circumvent like navigating Google and trying to go through all these different links and sites, and it can bring all the information to you, and then you can go and fact check the information and ask AI to give you the links, right? So for example, I use ChatGPT for example, but it's other large language models that that you can talk to and get information from and use them as tools, and ultimately everyone is gonna end up becoming what's called a prompt engineer, right? So prompt engineering, all that is it's just giving a large language model like ChatGPT natural language, like how I'm speaking to you, right? But the key with when it comes to prompting is that you want to give it an identity. So let's say, hey, ChatGPT, I want you to act as a shopping expert, right? Give it an identity. Then give it a task. Hey, I want you to give me a thorough grocery list for this type of diet, because this is the type of diet that I have, right? Then you want to give it like some constraints, and that's kind of like boundaries. Let it know like, hey, I shop at Kroger's, I shop at Whole Foods, I don't shop at Aldi, I don't shop at Trader Joe's, right? And then you can tell it like, hey, the goal is to give me a budget friendly list of groceries, right? And then it'll give you that list, and that's all you did right then was you acted as a prompt engineer, right? You gave it an identity, a task, a goal, some constraints, don't do's, right? And there you go. You get your output. And you can do that with like a myriad of different applications. I just use something simple because I want people to think like, when you hear me speak about AI, I want you to be able to take something from it and you can go home and just use it, right? But of course, people use it to build software. People use it to build workflows, to do a lot of different things. But yeah.
So let's rewind a little bit. How did you? Because I went to Fort Valley, you went to Morehouse. Then you also went to some other schools as well. After that, what got you into AI originally, though?
Great question. So, like you said, I went to Morehouse. The basketball path is what we were all on, right, at the beginning. For me, life threw a few curveballs where things kind of changed up, and I kind of discovered the academia side of myself, which led me to get an associate's in computer science. I got a bachelor's in software engineering from Kennesaw State. And then right now, I'm working on a master's in cybersecurity, and I have a graduate certificate in AI systems management from Strayer University. So that's a master's level type of certificate. And really what led me into the AI, I would say, is I would say in 2023, just kind of learning how to adjust to the times. ChatGPT came out, and that didn't come out in 2023. I'm just saying my life in 2023, circumstances caused me to have to adjust to different things. And I started to get more into AI because I had the time to do it, right? And me just always kind of being a techie kind of guy, it was just like obvious. It's like, man, jump into AI, learn about it. So I went to school for it. And when I started doing my graduate certificate, I really was like, okay, I'm understanding what's going on. And I think that I want to get to the point where I'm designing architecture for AI systems, right? So that's what kind of just led me down the path of finishing that degree, then going to school for cybersecurity because I want to make sure I'm making secure systems. And then I've always kind of been in the education space, so to speak. So, that kind of just also added to my interest and wanted me to be able to teach people about AI. So I would say, really like 2023 is when I doubled down on like learning about AI hardcore. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are your top three like AI tools that you think that people we can start with the beginners, like outside of like just ChatGPT?
Yeah.
What are like 2 or 3 other AI tools people should be starting to like download on their phone or add to their business, etc.?
That's a great question, man. There's so many tools out there. Like, you can really get lost in the sauce So I would say you definitely want to use a chat GPT because to me that's like the first one to really capture the attention of the masses.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and it's like battle tested. You want to use chat GPT.
You think it
use the
well,
paid version.
Yeah, I think it's I'm gonna say you pay for real, $20 a month. And I think that kind of like the question I asked, I think it kind of like depends on like your business though.
Exactly, and that's a great example. So it really depends on it's super relative to your business and your use case. So like for me, I use a software development platform called Replit, and it helps me to do like full stack development on software, and I can create websites, software applications, right, and different systems and things like that. They have some other ones like that are similar, like called Lovable. You have Base 44. Those are like for creating software. But if you're someone who just generally wants to just get assistance with just everyday things, I say like things like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, that's Google's thing. They have a large language model that's pretty good. But I recommend using like Gemini if you want to do like images because they have a software called Banana Pro 2. That's the newest thing that they came out with. And that one really gives you like top tier imagery. Like if you want to create graphics, logos, things like that, if you're in that type of space, you want to go with Gemini, use Banana Pro 2. If you're into like coding and creating software, you want to use ChatGPT, paid version, at least Pro. That's $20 a month, or you got the version that's $200 a month. ChatGPT has like an extension that's specific for coding called Codex. Also, if you into coding, you want to use Claude Code. That's created by Anthropic. So Anthropic right now, they're going through some things like kind of getting blacklisted by the government because, a lot of people don't know that, but Anthropic is what the government used to capture the president of Venezuela, right? And they wanted Anthropic to sign some paperwork that they didn't want to sign, so they basically blacklisted Anthropic. But they're still a good company. They still got a good product. Let's see. You can also use things like Sora if you're into like making videos. If you want to put like a digital clone on the internet, as far as like your voice, you want to use something like 11 Labs. That's a good one. It's new. So right now, like I have like a digital clone of my voice, right? I can have an AI avatar speaking in the same tone that I speak in. So that's 11 Labs. But it's a lot of open source stuff too. So if you're more techie, then you want to kind of look into GitHub and you can find things that are similar to 11 Labs, similar to ChatGPT or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's to each his own, but you can always use AI to ask questions about AI. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. Like, if you're on ChatGPT and you're trying to figure out whether AI tools to use or how you can use AI better for your life, go ahead and get ChatGPT like a reference to like the things that you want to do, and then ask it, hey, based on who I am and my career path, the industry I work in, what tools can I use what AI tools can I use to help my situation that are low budget, that are this, that, and the third, right? And then ChatGPT will give you exactly what you need, so.
Yeah, I think like you said earlier, ChatGPT is really number one, man. Kind of use it as your assistant. Use it for when you trying to solve problems. If you having problems with the problem,
Right. Now, facts. You said it right. You having problems with the problem.
With the problem, screenshot it, put it back up, let them know, hey, something's wrong. Can you help me out? Let me know what's wrong with it, whatever your problem is. But definitely use ChatGPT for sure, though. I think if I had a couple, I would like suggest. I think it depends. Like for people who like content creators, I think that all of the apps are like as they're still developing, they're starting to add like AI to like their platform. So I think like Canva, I think they're already starting to use AI. People who want to do like clothing or like your own brand, I think Kittle is another AI. Kittle is like you can if you want to get like your merch and stuff. It's AI generated, but it's also like it has like a chat GPT on it though. Like you can actually talk to them, let them know what you want to change, what you want to add to it, stuff like that. So I would say Kittle for sure. I'm trying to think of something else that I use off the top of my head. I can't think about. I know Kittle for sure. Canva is another one. Actually, them two. I'm gonna say for the most part.
And to your point, like everything is gonna use AI.
Yeah.
So it's not so much as trying to fight if AI is gonna change the world. It's already changed the world, and it's continuing to change.
Gotta adapt.
Yeah. So it's really about you have to ask yourself the question, am I going to become someone who's enabled to use the tools that AI provides? Like you said, every major software platform, whether it's content creation, videography, coding, research, they all use some sort of what's called a large language model. And that's like what ChatGPT is.
Yeah.
You type in some natural language, hey, I want to do this, and it spits you back out whatever it is, whatever that context is. So, it's a thing. I'm using AI right now with Prezi, which is like a presentation type of software that's like kind of dynamic and interactive, to where it's not like a PowerPoint where you just see slides, but it's something that kind of zooms in and zooms out, and it gives you different perspectives and stuff like that. But they have like a chat part where you just chat to the AI, tell it how you want your presentation to look, and boom, it spit it out just like that. And that saves time. And, that's ultimately what a lot of people have to understand. Like with AI, you get to save time, and time equates to money. When you save time and you're more efficient, now you can make more money. So that's what I teach people how to do. So it's not really about teaching people necessarily how to use AI. It's more about teaching people how to increase their margins, how to increase their revenue, because that's what people want to see. At the end of the day, how can I make money from this, right? And that's something that I do in my consulting business. Like, I'll go and find small businesses, and first I'll do my own segment on like trying to identify their pain points, like what's hurting their business or what could be better. And then if I can, I get in touch with them, and I'll tell them, hey, based on what I see and what you're telling me with your pain points, I think that I can provide this much of an increase, a 20% increase in your profit margin, right? Something like that.
Or just say you on time.
Or just save you more time.
Yeah.
And people be like, man, for real? Yeah. Then they see a demo, right? Once they see a demo, and you're like, okay, let's go ahead and make a project and let's do it. Then they start getting the results, and they're like, man, I don't have to send no emails no more. I don't have to call people. I don't have to text people. You can automate all of that stuff, right? With automations and AI. So it's super cool, super cool.
Yeah, my biggest thing when it comes to AI, man, is just making sure that I don't miss out and that I don't like wait till like it's too late to kind of really understand it though.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like it's a couple of things like as we've been growing up, it's a couple of things that I wasn't really on that I should have been on early. Like I would say like crypto, knowing that early. Like I wish I would have known that when we was in college. Like knowing about it's just a lot of little different stuff that we just wasn't on. I just want to, especially with where things are changing. Never want to be like late to the game to a point where obviously it's kids that's younger than us that's probably gonna be just on it all day every day. But I just don't want to get to a point where I become lost and I'm not really like understanding where we're going. And I think that's very important to kind of stay on top of that stuff because that's one way you got to know as far as like making money. I feel like that's where AI is going as far as making money. And just being able to understand and to be able to explain it to your kids when they get older type shit. So it's like those are things that I feel like is very important when it comes to AI for the most part. I did want to start getting into like trading too because that's something else that you do as well.
Yep.
I was watching the clip on EYL, and they were saying that right now it's like everything is crashing, and it's like the perfect time to like really like trade or like buy stock in certain things while it's low. I want to ask you, what's your thoughts on like trading right now, and I guess what is the best time you think it is to start trading for people?
Yeah, so the market moves in like 4 phases. And I'm talking about, when I say the market, I'm talking about like cryptocurrency market. So typically I trade cryptocurrency. I trade spot. For those of people who don't know what spot is, that's you just buy low, sell high. That's the name of the game. You might say, hey, I bought Bitcoin at 60,000. I'm selling it at 70,000, right? And I also trade leverage. Leverage is saying like, hey, I'm trading Bitcoin, for example, but I'm not actually buying the Bitcoin itself. I'm putting up collateral, and I'm guessing on if the price is going to go up or go down. If it goes up, that's called a call or a long. If it goes down, that's called a short or a put, right? So you can short the market. You hear people talk about like, hey, I'm shorting the market. I'm long in the market. So that's leverage. So a lot of leverage is coming to the cryptocurrency market, and it's kind of causing some kind of like manipulations. But just to kind of backtrack a bit, you want to understand that cryptocurrency in general moves in cycles. So you have what's called a bear market, you have what's called a bull market, A bear market means prices are trending down. So that's what EYL was saying. Like right
everything's
now,
trending down.
things are trending down.
Yeah.
Right. A bull market means things are trending up. Right. So typically, when things are trending down, you want to buy in. When things are trending up, you want to sell. But there's a method to that. Meaning, like, I teach a lot of people about something called dollar cost averaging, DCA. And it means, like, instead of you just putting, say, you might say, hey, I got $10,000. I want to buy some crypto. I'm about to put $10,000 on Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever. Nah, you don't want to do that because the price trends down when? Over time, right? So what you can do is you can do something called dollar cost averaging. You can say, hey, out of this $10,000, I want to put in 100 every week, right? So over a 2-year period, you didn't put your whole 10 grand in, but you caught it all the way down. So sometimes you bought it at 60,000, sometimes you bought Bitcoin at 50,000, sometimes you bought it. And basically what that does is it lowers your cost basis. And your cost basis is basically just your average cost for buying that asset. So that's what you want to do when it comes to buying in the bear market. And you also want to do that when it comes to selling in the bull market, right? You want to DCA out of the market during a bull run. So when Bitcoin's going up, let's say, your average cost of buying Bitcoin is 40,000, and now it's trending up from 60 to 80 to 100 to 150. You want to sell at certain milestones, right? And take profit slowly. Because a lot of things that the people that I've been involved with, I've taught hundreds of people about crypto. They get caught in the gamification aspect of it, and they just buy and hold and don't sell. It ain't real if you don't sell and realize no money, right? And people get caught up sometimes with just over trading and not really selling their money, selling the crypto to get profits. And when you sell your crypto, you want to sell it for something like US dollar or stablecoin. Because when you sell it for US dollar or stablecoin, typically I would say stablecoin, because when you do that, now your money's protected from the volatility of the market. So if you sell your Bitcoin for something called like USDC, now you hold $20,000 in USDC, and let's say Bitcoin decides to crash, your $20,000 in stablecoin is still gonna be $20,000. See what I'm saying? And the reason why I said I would sell for stablecoin versus like US dollars because of inflation, right? So you want to think about things like that. But I've been in the crypto space since 2019. I'm a certified blockchain architect, certified cryptocurrency trader, certified NFT developer. I've helped startups build out curriculums for DeFi education. So I've been doing that since 2019, trading for a while. So I've had my ups and downs in the cryptocurrency market, but I understand it very well. And now, I sit on the side of education where I teach people about it. So basically, like I said, you understand the market cycles. And the bull market in crypto and the bear market in crypto is all determined by how Bitcoin moves, because Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency. And Bitcoin moves on the trajectory of what's called the halving, meaning every 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin that can be created and put into the market gets cut in half, right? So what that does is it triggers, typically when a halving happens, about 6 months after, a bull market will start. And then that bull market typically lasts about 180 days or so, and then a bear market will start. So when you start understanding those cycles, you'll start to understand that, hey, I need to buy when things are going down and accumulate. And then when things start going up, I need to start thinking about how I'm going to sell. And then when things start going up too crazy, I need to make sure I done sold everything. I got it stable, because things are going to crash again. What goes up must come down. So it's cyclic. So when it come down, if you got stablecoin, when the market crashed, now you got a lot of money to buy stuff at a discount. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's how.
Shit, hey, all right, bye. Bye. I gonna make another one tonight. Hell yeah, fuck that. You know what I'm saying?
Another characteristic about you is this probably wouldn't be a characteristic everybody noticed, but I love how nervous I make you.
And the fact that she know that is crazy though.
I love that.
This damn dating, social media world, dating app world, they're trying to make that reality like that. Shout out to the Balloon Pop Show, it's a cool show. But the concept of it shows you that they're trying to take online dating and make that reality. Popping the balloon is no different than swiping.
Important too. Like you're completely detached from the situation. You want them to move on.
Hey man, welcome to the best show in Atlanta.
I think you've been trading since 2019. I think it's really like been picking up steam as far as the popularity of it. Like maybe 3 years. Might be 3 years. In your opinion, why even trade though? I guess you can just. I don't know if that it's the same thing as the importance of trading, but
Yeah, why trade? Because everybody don't want to work a 9 to 5, right? So the thing that I love about crypto so much is that it gives sovereignty back to the people. Because when you think about a blockchain, you're talking about a digital ledger where transactions happen and it's all public, but no one can go and change a transaction. So what it does is it provides a layer of trust for everyone who's on the network. Meaning, if Nigel's trading, I'm trading, whoever else is trading, I don't have to necessarily know or trust Nigel to know that his cryptocurrency that he sends or that whatever he does on the blockchain is actually what he's doing, right? So what Bitcoin did was it solved a problem with digital money, and that problem was the double spending problem, meaning that in accounting, basically people can fake money, right? They can print fake money digitally. You can make as much money as you want, right? Just make up a number. Bitcoin basically solved that problem. So it provided us with like a trustless infrastructure to trade money. And that's basically what decentralized finance is. It's a way to transact financially without having a third party, a middleman like the bank, and you can directly interact with point A and point B without something in between. So that's what really brought my attention to it because I was like, man, this is cool. Like this new concept of money has to stay around because, I mean, it's just revolutionary. So I was like, let me learn as much about this as I can. Yeah. I didn't wrote books about crypto. All type of stuff, right? Yeah. Like, so yeah. But that's why I trade, because it allows you another revenue stream that doesn't mean that you have to go work a 9 to 5. And then if you really get good at it, you can do something called like automated trading with algorithmic trading, and you don't necessarily have to like spend time on the computer watching charts. You can have something set up that trades based on certain conditions that you set, and you can go do something totally different while that's happening. And you can do something called like yield farming or staking, where you can put your money into like what's called a liquidity pool, and it can earn interest because basically you're kind of like being like a bank on the blockchain, and you providing funds for other people to trade. And as an incentive for you doing that, you get paid like in yield, like an APY, like you earn interest in other words. So I teach people how to do things like that. So that's why, I think like why trade, because it just gives you another financial instrument to like free yourself from the matrix.
So what would you, if you would say, what would be the most important thing to start doing though? Like get a brokerage account or a high yield savings account?
I would say if I was someone looking to get into crypto, the first thing I would do is understand, learn, right? You gotta like shorten that learning curve. You gotta make it smaller. It can't seem like it's so out of touch and you don't even want to deal with it. You gotta make it to where you understand what's going on. And I would say start with stablecoin. Start with understanding how Bitcoin moves, and then start with understanding like stablecoin. So a good book that I read that helped me was called Token Economy. I read it, I think it was first came out like 2020. I read it in 2020. It's been a second version to come out since then. Token Economy is a good one. And then it's a lot of good books on Bitcoin. But Bitcoin is like digital gold, so to speak. So I mean, you can find a lot of good books on Bitcoin, and I would want to learn about stablecoin if I was getting into crypto. Because once again, stablecoin is like a digital dollar, but in the cryptocurrency market. So it helps you not be worried about market cycles that's going up and down, and you just got stable money in the cryptocurrency market that's never gonna fluctuate. So you want to definitely learn about stablecoin because, I mean, it's stable, So yeah.
So you would say, because you didn't really answer the question though, as far as he good.
Not bad.
Well, as far as like whether or not getting a brokerage account or like just start trying to get a high yield savings account.
Okay, so high yield savings account would be my answer to that question. So for example, like in my school, I know we haven't talked about that yet, but my school, FS Society, I teach people how to set up a high yield savings account with stablecoin. Okay. So what that means is you basically link your bank account to like what's called a centralized exchange, and that's basically a spot where you can go buy cryptocurrency. You buy it, then you send it to what's called a wallet, a non-custodial wallet, meaning nobody else has control of it but you. And the way that you acknowledge ownership of that wallet is what's called a private key. And basically you'll get like a secret phrase that you want to write down and not save it digitally, and you want to put it in a notebook or save it somewhere like offline. and it gives you unique access to your wallet. With that wallet, you can connect to what's called like decentralized exchanges. These are financial exchanges that exist on the blockchain that's not controlled by nobody. It's controlled by what's called smart contracts. And smart contracts are nothing but like code that has to execute based on certain conditions and give certain outputs, and it can't be changed by anyone, right? So it kind of gives you a layer of trust. You connect your wallet to that decentralized exchange, and then you can put money into a liquidity pool on that decentralized exchange, and that will essentially function as your high yield savings account. Because what will happen is, because you put money into that liquidity pool, you'll earn interest, and that interest you'll be able to collect in your digital wallet, right? So basically what you would need to do whenever you want to cash out that money is you would just take the money that you earned in your digital wallet, take it out the liquidity pool whenever you want to. Let's say you stayed in it for a year. Then you can move that money back to a centralized exchange and you can sell it for cash. And then you can cash out from the centralized exchange to your bank account, right? So let's say you started with $1,000, but you had your money in the market for a year, and the whole time you put your money into like a high yield savings account in a liquidity pool, you might leave out after the year with $2,000 or $3,000. Right, so I would say high yield savings account.
Yeah. We know went to that though, cause then it's crazy because a lot of people got different places. Like you said, you put it in there. Some people say like SoFi or American Express, but that's because of their the percentage is bigger. You think like 4%? You get 4%.
So for me, like the liquidity pools that I teach people about, or the high yield savings account that I teach people about, earn on average like 8 to 15%.
Okay.
So it's much higher, and that's another thing about decentralized finance and crypto. You can get higher yields than you would in like traditional finance.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you just gotta get with a subject matter expert like myself or someone else who's in the crypto field to teach you how to get your money into that pool and how to get it out. And that's where the learning curve, like I said, needs to get shortened at. And that's what I like to teach people about, because I had a friend hit me up and he was like, "Hey man, I'm thinking about doing a Roth IRA," or it was another high yield savings, but it was basically in traditional finance. Traditional finance means you're going through like banks, like you said, like American Express or whomever. You're going through different. Yeah, you're going through some central authority to control your money, right? What I do is you don't go through a central authority to control your money. You control it, and you deal with software that helps you to manage it, right? But you can make a lot more money doing it that way than putting it with it. Yeah.
If I was to recommend, I do recommend getting a high yield savings account though. But I was only thinking something like American Express or something like that, to kind of like just to build a relationship.
Yeah, and I mean, it's pros and cons to everything. So I don't want nobody to sit up here and think that I'm just saying you need to go DeFi all the way, go crypto all the way, and don't do nothing else. It's about diversification.
Yeah.
If you managing a financial portfolio, first thing you need to learn is don't put all your eggs in one basket. You know what I mean? So you got to spread the wealth, literally. So you should put some money into life insurance policies, Roth IRAs, mutual funds, crypto. But you just need to know what you're doing at every turn and every corner. You know what I mean? But you definitely want to diversify. So I think that, like you said, it helps you build credibility when you put your money into like traditional finance institutions.
Yeah.
Because that's what's been running the world for as long as money been, so that's important. Yeah.
You want to go deeper in the FS Society? Or that was the gist of it?
Yeah, I mean, well, at FS Society, pretty much what we do is we teach you about how to utilize decentralized systems and AI systems to optimize your business or your wealth portfolio. So DeFi, you can coalesce AI and DeFi to help you manage money if you want. I teach you about all of that. Or you can just learn about AI in its general, right? And how to use it practically for everyday things, whether that applies to business, whether it applies to like social life, whether it applies to family life, whatever it is. And I teach you also about like automations. So for example, like I did an automation for me and my wife to help us with our kids, like managing like they medicine and clothes and things like that they need to take, right? So every day at certain times throughout the day, I got an automation that runs on the server that sends me and her emails like, "Hey, this is the time to check on their medicine. They need to make sure they got their medicine. Hey, it's Sunday at this time. They need to check their clothes for the week. Hey, of course I could just write a list on the refrigerator and put it up, but it was just something cool. I was just working on trying stuff, and I was like, that's a practical way you can use like an automation, right? But that's what I teach in FS Society. All my classes are free, so that's free game for y'all. You want to tap in. It ain't gonna be, well, I ain't gonna say it won't be free forever, because I'll probably try to do my best to try to keep it free forever because that's what people need. They need to learn. They need to be able to learn for free, honestly, and they need to be able to learn from someone who actually knows and has experiences in some, the thing that they're actually learning about. But yeah, that's what FS Society is about. I do weekly Q&As, and I touch on DeFi, touch on AI. I give daily like articles on new stuff coming out with AI, new stuff happening in the cryptocurrency market, and also that's your portal to get direct access to me. So if you wanted to do some type of access to me where I can help you scale your business with AI and automation, or help you with one-on-one tutoring or learning about cryptocurrency and DeFi, I do that at FS Society. Yeah.
I always ask everybody, do they got? I already know you got one already. A school. Just let me know your thoughts on the school platform in general. And how has that been able to help you when it comes to your business?
Yeah, and I didn't say your school. FS Society is a school platform, by the way. And to your point, I think school is phenomenal. Like, I mean, it's Alex Harmonzi, the guy who created school. I think he's a very smart guy when it comes to business, and I appreciate him creating a platform as such that's gaining popularity, where pretty much people can go and create a school about anything. You can create a school about podcasting. You can create a school about cryptocurrency. You can create a school about DeFi, AI, cooking, basketball, football, whatever. How to make paper mache. I don't know. You can create a school about anything. So it's super cool and it helps my business because it gives me a centralized platform to have a community. And when people are able to ping ideas off of each other, then you can learn more, and also you able to have kind of like a storage house of information where people can always have a resource. I provide templates. I provide, like I said, articles and insight videos, instructional videos of how to do different stuff, how to use ChatGPT, how to use Claude Code, how to use N8N, how to use whatever, Perplexity, whatever, how to use all this different stuff. I provide all of that on my school. So my DeFi and crypto education course is complete. I mean, there's always stuff to add later, but that course is there if you want to check it out. And then I'm adding more and more to the AI course now, so you definitely can check that out too. Yeah.
What was I finna say? Shout out to my girl Brooklyn, man. Every since I had her on my show, man, at some point within the conversation, school come up. So I always ask everybody on her, do they got a school?
I watched that podcast, so shout out to her too. I don't even know her, but shout out to that, because watching your podcast about that is what actually made me start looking
in on it.
Yeah, I locked in on school because of that.
Yeah. She's people who know, man. Brooklyn, man, she killing it in school right now. I think she make like almost 85,000, 90,000 a month from the school platform, teaching everything. How she do hers is that a whole other episode. Basically, I checked that one out. Brooklyn, Billionaire Brooklyn. I don't want to go too deep in that, but yeah, she does make a lot of money off of school. But like you were saying, yeah, you can do anything off of that. So whatever your niche is, whatever you want to teach, whatever you want to showcase, man, school is a great platform. I think that anybody that uses it, I think they should use it like Facebook. That's pretty much what it is. Like, just use it as Facebook. You could, I think Malcolm does it as well. Like, start off with a free class, and if you want to give out extra information, then you can have a paid side as well. But for people who I only say that because like people, like when you're using school, it's like it's different from like a Patreon or something else with a paywall. Like, it's anybody that wants to like make money within their business, outside of their business. The best thing to do is, like I say all the time, is like educate, teach. So if you're a good teacher, you got great communication skills. You know how to build community. I think that your school is definitely where it's at.
Yeah, like you said, it's like a social media for business, or Facebook for business, and they got a hell of a referral program.
Yeah,
you get like 40% commission when you refer someone.
Yeah.
So, I think that's what like Brooklyn was doing with her joint. She got the referral joint a lot. So yeah, that's important. Yeah.
Definitely. Yep. We can go on some other stuff. There's a couple of things that been going on in the world. As of today, matter of fact, was it yesterday? So originally, we're gonna get back to the AI stuff too, though, in a little bit. The Atlanta Hawks supposed to have a Magic City night. like a Magic City theme night at the game against the Magic. I think on the 17th or 18th, one of them days. They announced that like a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago. Since they announced it, man, it's been like everybody got mixed emotions about that. It was a guy that played for the Spurs, like wrote a whole letter to the NBA, to the commissioner about how they should cancel it. It's disrespectful to women, all that stuff, to a point where they ended up canceling that night. I'm gonna ask you what's your thoughts on it. You didn't even know about it. So pretty much, it wasn't gonna be like strippers or nothing like that. I think they had T.I. performing at half. They was gonna do like some Atlanta Hawks / Magic City hoodies that they was selling. What else they were doing? They were gonna have wings, Magic City wings, lemon pepper Lou wings. They were gonna have those like selling at the arena. It was gonna be a whole vibe though. My thing on it is I don't really care. I didn't really think of it as like a bad thing, but I'm from Atlanta though, and I think people the only people who really like had issues with that particular situation is people who not from Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, it's imagery, right? The NBA, how they gonna be looked at, and then it's like a taboo thing, right? Like everybody do it, but nobody want to talk about it.
Talk about it, yeah.
Like, come on, man. Yeah. Everybody has sex.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's ultimately what it come down to, right? Like, it's just the imagery. Like, NBA, do they want to be seen as an organization that's kind of backing this or not? And I think also it come down to money, right? Like, are enough teams and institutions in the NBA gonna be able to make money off of this?
Yeah.
Like, the major cities gonna make money: New York, Houston, Cali, Atlanta, because they got the biggest strip clubs. But everybody ain't. Like, ain't nobody about to fucking go to no strip club event in OKC for no. You know, so I think it's politics. You know, I think that's part of it. But I mean, personally, like, I'm kind of with you. I don't really mind to a certain extent, because it's like, what's the difference with ATL Hawk Magic City and like ATL Hawk dancers?
Yeah.
But the difference is the name that's tied to it and what the name implicates, right? Yeah. So that's what folks, you know, I get it. You know.
All right, Magic City. No, I agree. I get it, because I know it's kids there. I get people trying to come to the game, but I just feel like if you're not from Atlanta, you're really not gonna understand how important Magic City is. Like, to other people, Magic City is just a regular. It's just a spot. Like, first of all, Magic City is the. You can tell me I'm wrong. It might be the most famous strip club in the United States. I think it is.
Magic City, and like King of Diamonds, and like.
But that's all
Magic
Atlanta.
City,
but Magic City been around for before we were born.
Yeah, that's accurate. I think that's accurate.
Like,
I don't know no strip club that's more popular than Magic City. Not for real.
So I kind of like look at it from that standpoint alone. I feel like it should mean more than I would say not mean more. I think it should have way better like representation than what has been presented. You know what I'm saying, to the masses. Like, but I do understand that everybody don't view strip clubs like that. They don't view it as legendary. They don't view, you know, because obviously they got their own reasons why they feel that way. But only reason I say that was because like that's what makes me not really make it like a big deal. Like, it's just being recognized for something. I mean, definitely think they should. They probably ain't gonna do it no more. But I didn't think of it as a bad thing. It's been plenty of time when I had T.I. perform, Jeezy perform at the halftime of the Hawks game before, and there was no issue. So I didn't really think of a big one. Yeah.
And you touched on it though. I mean, we gotta remember, like, we from Atlanta, so we desensitized to it.
Yeah.
And that's really what it comes down to. Like, we desensitized to strippers and Magic City and all of the Magic City Monday and this, that, and third. Like, that's regular stuff. So, like you said, somebody else, like, or the example I use, somebody from Oklahoma and, like, Magic City, what's that? Strippers, what's that? You know, like,
that's what we said. The dude that had a complaint from him, he white guy from play for the Spurs. He don't know nothing about what we got going on.
Even San Antonio, bro. That's why he ain't even in Houston.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know.
So that's why I feel like, you know, but it is what it is, man. Shout out to the Hawks. I feel like that was very creative. It's so much stuff going on in Atlanta that needs, you know, that needs that type of attention. So hopefully we can continue to have some type of creativity and find something else to represent. Another thing too, man. We can go into hot spots in Atlanta. I think the Centennial Yards it's not done completely, but I think I seen some videos on Instagram. I think it might be like 70% done.
If you live in downtown Atlanta now, there's not enough bars and restaurants and people doing 24/7 types of things. So we're building 2,000 apartments, 1,800 hotel rooms, up to 1.2 million square feet of office space, and 900,000 square feet of retail. Basically, a city within a city.
People who don't know who Centennial Yard is, it's a new place that they're actually working on right now, right by the State Farm Arena and by where the Falcons play. There's like a whole new like entertainment space that they're building over there, similar to like a Atlantic Station type. With they're gonna have food, entertainment. I seen something they building, and I'm gonna put the name at the bottom, but it's like a place where you can go watch the basketball games, you can watch movies, but it's like it looked like the fucking what's the thing that's in Vegas?
The dome?
Yeah, it look like that, but it's kind of like that type of style when you're inside of it. I don't think it's like a full like dome, but it's like that type of experience where you like feel like if you, hey, for instance, if they watching the finals, the way you sitting, it look like you're courtside.
Oh, that's lit.
But it's like a screen that go like from the floor all the way up to the ceiling. It's crazy. Like I know they got like 4 or 5 hotels at the Phoenix. I think they making over there. A lot of rooftop bar type spots. You're gonna be able to have shopping and stuff like that.
This shit like a metropolis, dog. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
that's the, that was the vision back in the 70s, 80s. Like, they had these visions a long time ago for city development and stuff. So Atlanta is gonna continue to become and continue to grow. It's already became, but it's gonna continue to grow as like a mecca of tourism, a mecca of innovation and architecture and things like that. So I mean, even like Centennial Yards, even like '96, we had the Olympics. Now we got the FIBA World Cup
World
coming in the
Cup,
summer.
yeah.
Like so.
Yeah,
that's
$5 billion in development. That's something they spending on.
They putting money into it, bro. Like Atlanta gonna continue to grow, and it's a great opportunity for people to make some money. You better get you a business or something going before FIBA get here. Sell some T-shirts, something.
Yeah, that's kind of quick. People come this summer, I think, end of this summer.
But see, and that's why you need to learn about AI and automation, because you can make everything quick than a motherfucker. You can do that shit today.
Yeah.
If you need to get, if you need to have something done today, a concept, if you even trying to come up with business concepts for how to make money on the FIBA tournament this summer in Atlanta, Georgia, use the same structure I just gave y'all in the prompts and put that in Perplexity, ChatGPT, or whatever, and let it spit you out some ideas, and then implement them ideas, man, and make you some money. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's no reason nowadays. People don't understand it. Like, you really got superpowers if you want to have them.
Yeah.
You just got to realize it and own it. Yeah. Like, I don't feel like there's nothing I can't do, because hell, I got AI to help me with everything. Plus, I'm just smart. So, and then people who feel like they might not be smart, hell, the AI might be smart, or you know what I'm saying. Like, so I ain't saying to completely depend on it, but at the same time, use it.
Yeah, use it while you can.
Use it while you can, and it's gonna be here. So use it while you here, really, because it's gonna be here.
Yeah.
But we ain't gonna be here forever. But AI gonna be here. It's here, and it's here to stay.
No, for sure. And then like we were saying earlier, I think like a lot of reasons why we're doing so much development is because of the World Cup. Since I mean, Atlanta been everything that we grew up going to is probably it's not there no more. It's like is it the high rise there, or it's just closed down. Yeah. But honestly though, well, how you feel about gentrification overall though?
I mean, gentrification in itself is based on like the financial system that we live in the U.S. It's inevitable. I think it's fucked up in the sense of like less fortunate people kind of getting moved out of certain situations, but. I mean, it's what goes on, and people deem something a hot spot, they're gonna kick the projects out or whomever, and they're gonna move the low budget out and bring the high budget in. That's the name of the game. Yeah. I took an urban studies class back when we was at Morehouse, and I learned about gentrification. I was like, damn, what is this? And I started to see it happening in the city. So I think we well versed on gentrification in Atlanta. So I think people should be used to it at this point. And with all the tools that's accessible to you, not just AI in general, but social media and all the platforms that you can have to make money or to do something different. You got to start thinking outside the box and don't have a victim mentality. So I think when it comes to gentrification, like I don't necessarily have a problem with it, because I see myself as someone who I might move into a re-gentrified neighborhood, because shit, that's how I'm moving. You know what I'm saying? And I think that everybody need to be adopting that type of mindset. And I know some people be ADA or they might not be able, like even mentally, but it's still, you can get around people. There's so many different type of groups and things you can get around to be in the right type of circles and be on the right level of vibration, to be able to be on the up and up instead of being the people getting kicked out and the people that's always caught in the low budget stuff. So when it comes to gentrification, like I ain't really, I can't necessarily control it, so I ain't tripping. It's like I'm just kind of rolling with punches.
Yeah, I ain't got no issues with it either. I think the only thing I would say is I think it's messing with the memories, man.
That's true. Nah, that's a big.
That's
a good
the only
point, bro.
thing,
That's a
man.
good point. It is.
Everything that we used to go to, like Peter Street, gone. Anything like lounges gone, or they, lounges change every few years anyway. Like I'm learning from that from when our parents used to go to like 112 and Vivid and all that stuff.
What's it? What's it on the east side we used to go to? Harrison's and
Harrison's been gone.
And it's another one, Chit Chat.
What's the one on Gresham?
Oh, Gresham.
We used to go to the party. I forgot the party we used to go to. Man,
you talking about Libra?
Libra, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Libra still there. They changed the name of it, but it's just that things just changing. Like, I think they finna. I think Cheetah is still open, but they down there finna change that. Turn that into the high rise strip club. Yeah, they finna close that down as well soon. Turn it into a high rise. But yeah, man, that's the only thing I hate about the gentrification, man. Just a change and everything.
Yeah, I used to frequent Cheetahs in the past life, but that's a whole another podcast. But
what else been going on? Shoot, T.I. versus 50 Cent, man. That's something I wanted to not go crazy on, man. Cause it really ain't really nothing to talk about. Really, people that's from Atlanta, they already know, man. I think it started out with T.I. trying to do a versus with 50 Cent. And he was talking about it in like interviews to like 50 Cent, like just disrespected T.I., talking about his wife, this and the third. Yeah. And then from there it went from that to T.I. coming up with a diss record to his sons coming out with diss record. And what I will say is that I am kind of like proud and kind of like shocked that like really both of his kids though, like they're rapping skills. Like the money I've been listening to for a while. And actually, I've been able to work out with him at the gym.
That's what's up.
So we cool, but because everybody in the scene, they family like grow up.
Yeah.
So actually watching like the different styles. For one, the fact that they everybody got the family back, which everybody proud of that. But just honestly, Damani's flow though on the Miss Jackson song was like really one of my favorites though. So shout out to Damani and that though. But other than that, man, it is what it is. I know 50 Cent ain't gonna reply because he don't really rap like that no more, unless it's like on some power stuff. But I did want to see them do a verse together. Though I don't know if they're gonna do it no more.
I mean, to be honest, like it's layered, right? Like I'm a home team guy, so I fuck with T.I. hard. He got way more influence in Atlanta and just myself personally because I'm from here. Mm-hmm. But 50 Cent in a league of his own when it comes to business. But I think the music don't compare. I think T.I. body of work musically is killing from 50 shit. 50 got some hard shit. Get Rich or Die Trying about that shit still. But as far as just musically, T.I. I think is more recognized on this music tip and just got a better body of work. But I think business wise, 50 has done more things than T.I. just as far as like the power and all the different shows and the vitamin water and all the different things he did. But I mean, T.I. ain't no slump or no chump. They just got that good settlement from the LOL dogs and all of that. So they straight too. But when it comes to the verses, I think T.I. would win. And then when it comes to his family, like, I mean, I feel him like at the end of the day, you ain't gonna take no disrespect to your family. Yeah. I don't care, necessarily who it's coming from, because at the end of the day, you just gotta respect another man and another person's situation. So I don't really know too much about the beef, but I just know that certain principles that you can't cross certain boundaries without having some type of get back or having some type of repercussions from it. So, I think ultimately though, I don't think it's nothing that's too serious where some folks could be losing their lives and stuff like that. I think it's more just they just kind of selling wolf tickets, and at the same time, like it just keep both of them relevant because we got to keep in mind that these folks older than us. Yeah, they in their 50s or something. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, like if they ain't making money with the business stuff, they ain't gonna be too much in the limelight unless they doing something kind of like this. So I don't really feed into it a whole bunch.
No, man, definitely shout out to T.I., man. I'm ready for the album to drop. Yeah. Definitely y'all check that out. Before we get into the team takeover, I did want to talk about that too. My
bad, I had to say that. What? That's interesting to know how like T.I. about to drop an album and now he beefing with 50. See what I'm saying? So it's like,
but no. I did see an interview and he was like he didn't need all of that, like because I guess he was in an interview and the dude was like, but don't you think like this kind of like help you like with the rollout all that stuff? He was like, yeah, but I ain't need that. He was like, I could have paid $50,000 for the promotion if I wanted it, like because he went from like he said him getting a haircut was enough promotion that he needed for the album, which I agree with. But he was like, this is just added on. Like he was like, I really just want to do the verses. That's it. It was supposed to stay rap. We weren't supposed to go this deep. But I definitely feel like I definitely do. Like I said, I still want to see them do that verses, man. I think that'll be dope.
Yeah, it'll be dope. 50 Cent agreed to
Oh, he agreed to it at first? Man.
See, 50 already trying to probably plot because 50
Yeah.
be trolling and shit.
Yeah.
And but to be honest though, you got to, from a business angle, if you really looking at stuff like deeper than what is on the surface, you got to admire 50 Cent like, because he's a genius business wise, and that's what I was kind of alluding to when I was saying 50. T.I. about to drop an album. I don't know what other big venture 50 Cent is about to do, but I do know that he's always shown and proved that. Usually when he does some type of media antics, he has some business coming behind it.
Yeah.
And he makes money behind it, right?
Yeah.
So ultimately, that's what 50 be on, and that's what I admire, and that's what I study when I see shit like that. Like, I don't read into the...
Yeah, he is one of them types, though, that like he'll do that on purpose because he know it'll help you make money as well, though.
Yeah. Him and T.I. could have had a powwow before that and all type of shit. Let me sure that.
This song is the new power intro.
Oh,
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, that new power intro, yeah. For sure. I did want to go back into the investing a little bit before we go to team takeover. I'm looking at the clip right now. They were talking about how like oil prices is going up like 90 to 90 per barrel, and it could make the market crash.
Well, you know, so things are always deeper than what it seems on the surface, right? So when we invaded Venezuela or when we captured a president and whatnot, you know, we so to speak, inherited a lot of oil reserves. You know what I'm saying? So when I can't necessarily say things gonna go up or down because of it, but it's gonna affect the prices of oil. So you got to look at oil like something that can be manipulated because we just got so much of it by invading and kidnapping the president, this, that, and third. So yeah, I mean the prices could be going up. Plus it's a war going on, like, and the United States has been implicated in it. So I mean that's gonna affect the prices of gas, oil, other commodities. You know what I'm saying? That are being used, especially things that are tools of war. And we gotta also understand that every time there's a war, there's always like some type of revolution happening. So right now we got the AI financial revolution happening. World War II was like industrial revolution happening, right? Before that, you know, it was like, I think planes was World War I. Like, so a lot of things come about because of wars, like radar system, planes, and all this different type of stuff has came about because of war. You know what I mean? So it's usually the first person to come up with the most technological advances during that time is the person who win. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like how I see what's happening now. So we're going to see a lot of different spikes up and down in prices of commodities, finances, and just infrastructure that we used to using. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this. What you think is more important, building up your wealth or paying off debt?
Building your wealth. I mean, my wife might not agree with that. I don't know. She going to watch this. But nah, for real though, for me, it's building wealth because I kind of came up on like cash is king, and I know that inflation is a thing, so that's why I'm in the, you know, I diversify my portfolio. However, you don't have what you don't have. I could die today. If I got $1 million cash today and I die, that million going to my kids, my wife, and whomever, my people. You see what I'm saying? But also debt can be passed on too. So it's a you gotta take it a grain of salt. Like it's a, I don't know, teeter-totter, whatever the hell you say it, but it's like you definitely want to be debt free. But for me, I'm like, well shit, if I got the money right now, the debt can be right there, but I still could go buy this. I can't buy shit with debt. Because to me, the concept of money is like kind of what we make it. So it can kind of be a little elusive seemingly, because ever since we left the gold standard, our money is backed by like a system of trust, which is like a system of IOUs, which is like nothing, right? So basically the U.S. can print as much money as they want. That's also why I like crypto, because like Bitcoin, only a finite amount can ever be made, like, right? 21 million tokens, I believe. Once that's made, no more Bitcoin can be created. So it makes it scarce, right? So that's that's a deflationary mechanism. Money is inflationary because an infinite amount can be printed. Something that has a finite amount, but its value is deflationary because once no more can be printed, then, you know, price can do whatever. So yeah, I mean, I would say I think building wealth is more important, because with the wealth, once you get the money and you got the systems to maintain the wealth, you can always go back and pay off the debt.
Yeah, I got that question that's another question I had. I was watching. I be watching Earn Your Leisure a lot, man. And one of the things they were talking about was that he was like, I think it was Rashad, might be Rashad, but he was talking about how he paid like $10,000 a month to like try to pay down on his mortgage, but he was like, He was like, damn. He was like, he did that for like a year and a half, 2 years. But he was like, if he would have put that $10,000 into a brokerage account for 2 years, he would have been able to pay his house off already.
See what I'm saying? And typically, this is the thing about debt and interest that you gotta understand. Like, typically, you're paying debt, you're paying interest on debt, right? When you're putting money into some type of growth account, you're earning interest on money that's growing. So, are you gonna pay debt to a whole, or are you gonna accumulate interest to a growth? That's how I look at it. So that's why I be like, well, shit, if I stop.
You good?
My bad.
You good?
But I'm looking like if I had $1 million, if I put it into debt, it's gone. If I put it into growth, it's accumulating. So it's gonna keep growing. And like you said, just like Rashad, the guy on EYL said, like when you accumulate interest on a growth margin, then you can go back and pay the debt off in one lump sum if you want to, and just have it going. You don't have to worry about the interest no more at that point. So that's something that I always look at, and that's something me and my wife always go back and forth about. But you know, I'm gonna get the money and stick with that.
Yeah, I think
100%.
but that stuff is really just come down to like what you can afford and like the money that you come in. Like people like early, they got millions of dollars, so they can afford I guarantee his mortgage not $10,000 a month, but he just putting extra down to kind of pay it down. But I was just using that example. Like people who like myself who have homes and that's trying to figure out like what's the best way to go to whether paying it off early or trying to, because I don't already realize that even like when it comes down to like cars, like paying the car down or paying the house down, it's not really helping your credit per se. Obviously paying it on time will, but versus using that money to kind of like just go invest it.
Man, the world operate on money. So for me, it's like the more money I can have and accumulate and grow, the more leverage I have. Money is leverage. Money is freedom chips. So I look at it as the more money I can grow, the more I can grow and go. And then you always can look back and like pay off a debt or something like that later. That's how I look at it. It's to me. So to me, it's all about accumulation of wealth and figuring out ways to multiply that, get multiple streams of income, MSI, and how to amplify that even more. So like me and my best friend got something we like to say like money fate, debt fate. You know, and I mean, and it's figuratively speaking, but it's for real speaking too at the same time, because like the concept of money, like I said, is a concept. So we got to understand that we live in a system that exists because we make it exist, because we abide by it. That's why the world didn't know what to do during the pandemic, because the system stopped and niggas was like, damn, I don't got to pay my bills. Niggas didn't pay their whole rent for 3-4 months. And they still ain't paid it. And they straight. So that's what I'm like, damn, well, what we even paying bills for? You know, so it's like, I think of shit like that, and they be like, bro, let me get the money. Let me not worry about the debt. Like, nah, let me get the money. So that's how I feel.
No, I agree with that 100%. 100%. So team takeover. So like I was just gonna ask your thoughts on it, man. It's just some stuff that's going on in the world. So like on what was it, like a week ago, Jay? It was like a week ago, like a whole bunch of like hundreds of teenagers like decided to just link up at
the flash mob shit.
I don't know what it was on, but they were like fighting and all that shit. They linking up at the Brave Stadium. I don't know if they was going up there I don't know what they reason to do it, but they be doing it out there, or they'll meet up at like an Atlantic station. But I'm thinking about when we was teenagers, like we was like linking up and going places. Like obviously, I don't think they linking up to fight, but it's when you doing 100 teenagers,
somebody gonna
fight at some point. No, but I was just saying, I was just thinking like how things are changing, like how we were growing up versus how it is now. It's like totally different, man. Like I feel like the kids now don't give a fuck about nothing. But it's just crazy to think that, because I know when I like to go to that Atlantic station, I like to go bowling. I be seeing it. They be having to keep people out at a certain time because they be going crazy. Obviously, to conceal is in Atlanta, everybody can conceal really, so it make it even worse. But I was gonna say that to say like just what's your thoughts on like how we grew up versus what you think about how it is now?
Like you hit it on the head. It's totally different, and that's because what's accessible to us is totally different. Like we was the test subjects for social media.
Yeah.
Like our generation, we still had cassette tapes when we was young, and CD-ROMs and all type of shit. So we had a computer with the CPU, the big ass CPU that was like a fan and dialed up and all type of stuff, LimeWire and shit. So we was more analog in the sense of like we was more tactile. We go in the world. We play outside all day till the street lights come on. Sometimes later
facts.
we kicking it. But I mean, that, as far as the group shit, we did that too. Like we used to meet up in big groups and people to fight and hang out and shit, parties and all that. But I think jumping back to this generation, and what I was saying is that things are more accessible, and also the sense of entitlement has grown, and also the sense of false security has grown. Everybody think that they that nigga.
Yeah.
Everybody
Well,
think
Atlanta. Everybody think they're a celebrity though.
everybody think they that nigga. Everybody think they the hot boy. Everybody think they the hot girl. Everybody think they the YN. They the this. They can get away with this. Do this. Everybody think that everything's so easy, and they don't really understand the reality behind their choices.
Yeah.
And their repercussions, because a lot of them ain't been through shit.
Yeah,
So they be like, when I was young, I used to think I could do shit and this and third. Then I started going through shit and I had to realize, like, well, damn, I can't do that. Yeah. If I do this, this affects this person. If I do this, this affects that person. So people don't know the ramifications of their decisions. So that's why these niggas be so quick to wild out, because they don't give a fuck for real, and they don't know what the repercussions would be. And then if they die, they ain't got time to. If the nigga do something and get killed, or girl do something and get killed, do they have time to think about it afterwards? Nope, because they are dead. So it's kind of like a live wire community, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I mean, but at the same time, I'm going to play devil's advocate and also say it's still young people who got some sense, and that's around the right people. So ultimately, for anyone listening to this, I want them to take away to be, get around the right group, you know what I mean? And get you a mentor, right? And and find you a passion, find you a path. And like I said, once again, you can even use AI to help you do that too. You know, and we live in an age where the accessibility is a gift and a curse. The curse is if you use it for all negative stuff and you always feeding into fights and gossip and who's doing what and this, that, and the third, you're going to end up on some negative stuff. If you feed into it for, oh, I can learn this. Oh, I can grow this way. Oh, I can give this to someone, right? So it's really about frequency. Are you on the frequency of love or hate? Ultimately, and I think the kids and the youth got to learn how to gravitate towards that frequency of love versus that frequency of the BS, you know. So, but I had a little homie, he like 23, 24, and he always posting on Twitter. I'm talking, bro posts all the time. I'm like, okay, consistent. But all he posts is fights and some sex stuff or something. And I DM'd him one day. I said, little bro, stop post. I don't want to see no more posts like this from you, bro. Like, you tripping. Like, stop posting about all this stuff, man. You can focus on something else. The same amount of time and energy you putting into posting and reading and watching all this negative stuff, you can post and read and watch positive stuff. So that's what I think it's really about, flipping the switch. But ultimately, that also comes down to, like, what they see the big dogs doing and what's the standard of, like, who to follow. If we still following rappers and trappers and whatever, then people gonna want to do that, you know. So people got to learn how to associate their attention with something more positive, bro.
Yeah, man, things are changing like in the world, bro. Like, and I'm trying to realize that really, really personally, like for me, like these last 2 years, like just watching how industries are changing, between the movie industry, the film industry, the music industry, everything is like entwined with each other. But I tell you to say, like, just to see how, like, you know, the world is like moving. Since Trump came in town, like not town, but I don't know. since he started taking over, since he started taking over, man, it's just you just gotta be real careful, man. You gotta really be careful and mindful about the things that you're doing, the people that you're hanging around, making sure that you stay on top of it. Like what we talked about earlier, like with the AI stuff, you gotta find something that is that can help you in the long run, that can help you make more money. That's the thing right now, like with jobs right now, it's a lot of jobs being taken away. You gotta find new ways to make money. And if you don't find ways to make new money or find ways to innovate what you got going on, then you're gonna be one of them people that we were just talking about that's kind of just lost and not figuring out. And that's how you end up in situations or in groups where you don't need to be at.
Yeah, 100%.
So I would definitely say, for one, like people that's growing, that's teenagers, definitely, like you said, get you a mentor. I think that was best for us. Like we was blessed enough to have sports growing up, have mentors, coaches, people in our life that kind of keep us right, make sure we stand on the right path, making sure that we are becoming men.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important thing, and women.
Yeah.
But to be able to have them people in your corner, like I don't know where I would be if I didn't have people in my corner. I'm pretty sure you feel the same way. So I would definitely say people that's watching this, definitely stay on top of your game. Definitely don't be afraid to learn new things for sure. And just pay attention, man. Pay attention to everything, man. For the most part.
And man, I'll leave. I'm gonna paraphrase a bit, but a little quote, and it's from one of my favorite songs. And you know, this could seem a little odd, but money, power, respect. and that's by the Lots, Lil Kim, DMX, right? And Sheik got the first verse on there, and at the end of his verse, he say, plan for the future because you got to figure that you're gonna be older way longer than you're gonna be younger. And I don't think people really understand that. Like, your youth is only but for so long, but if you want to live a long life, you got to think about it. Let's say youth is after 25, let's say that. Well, goddamn, for 25 years I was young, but if I live to be 100, that's 75 years of me being old. So I need to plan for the future because my longevity lies in my older age. Yeah. So I'm gonna be older way more than I'm gonna be younger. And people lose that. I used to have that mentality when I was young, like, especially as a black man growing up in Atlanta, like, and being from here for real, like the East Side, and then having folks in the city and having all type of people in the streets that I was around and stuff. Like, I had a mentality that I wouldn't grow up past 25. Why the fuck am I thinking that? When I'm playing basketball, doing this and the third, winning state championships at this school, at this, but I didn't know how to realize the opportunities that I had in front of me because I was caught up in a paradigm that was a lie. See what I'm saying? And it caused me to make a lot of bad decisions and go down some paths that I didn't necessarily have to go down. Now, would I change it? Nah, because I turned out the way I was supposed to turn out. I got a beautiful family. I'm whole. I feel like I got all my mental faculties. My body is intact, spirit, emotion, everything, you know. So I wouldn't change it, but ultimately, that was a thing, man. I used to think the same thing, so I can see how some people feel like that. But it's all about relation. Like, you got to be able to relate to somebody and see another way. So for me, I had to see somebody who looked just like me, but they were doing something totally different. And it was like academia, scholarship, teaching, growth, getting money through school, getting money through business. When I saw that, I said, damn, I can do that. And then I had already went through some stuff, though, and it taught me, like, I need to figure something else out. And then I saw that and was like, well, damn, I want to be like that. I didn't have a hate mentality or jealous mentality and be like, why he doing that? Nah, I said, well, shit, I think I'm smart. I think I'm this. Let me get close to him and learn some shit, right? And then from there, I took off and went to the next level. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's really what it's about. You got relatability. And that's why a lot of the kids, like, act how they act, because they relate to the music, man. They relate to the culture. They relate to the, the negative culture that we continue to perpetuate. And they don't relate to the positive culture that we don't perpetuate as much as we should. Or I won't even say we don't perpetuate as much as we should. It's just that the media and stuff like that don't perpetuate it. Because, check out Yaki Awaken. Check out Yaki Awaken. Check out my guy 19 Keys. Check out Billy Carson. These type of people are like people that you can learn from. That's some of them older, some of them younger, but they teach you about how to diet, how to think, how to be smart, how to take advantage of the opportunities that you have. Because you gotta always remember, at the end of the day, man, life is a gift. Yeah. And I think people don't have a spiritual connection to what God really means, and it's different for everybody what God means. But if you find that, I would say that's the best advice I give to somebody young. Like, figure out what God means to you, because God exists. All that atheist shit lame. Because to not believe in something is still believing in something, right? Because you believe in it and not. But nigga, we here. This is here. So something exists. Something made this. Find what God is to you, and then go with that. Like, that'd be my best advice for real.
No, for real, man. That's good. That's good. Look, man. I want to say thank y'all for watching another episode of the Unspoken Atlanta podcast. I want to thank you to my brother Malcolm, man, for pulling up, giving us game. You already know his love.
Yes, sir.
Forever, man. Giving us game on the AI, the trader aspect. Make sure y'all please follow him on Instagram. You got to give me Instagram.
Yeah, man, shit. DeFi the Odds. So that's DeFiTheOddz. DeFi the Odds. You can check out my school, FS Society, where I teach about AI and cryptocurrency, how to build systems and how to understand that stuff. Man, and my company, Frankly Solutions, FS Automations, that's my consulting company where I help businesses scale with AI automations. So yeah, check us out, Oh, also, YouTube, FS Society as well.
Okay. Yeah, man, make sure y'all please, man, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Patreon. Please follow us on all platforms. Look, man, you walking with the best show in Atlanta. We'll holler at y'all next time. Peace.
Yeah, peace.
Hey, Nigel. Did too hard, bruh.
Super honored, man. Shout out Nigel. Shout out everybody here. Shout out Unspoken. We in the A.